welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha and today I'm finally sitting down to do my Ateez Bouncy reaction and dance analysis all in one video. For some reason I never added Bouncy to my K-pop comeback catch-up series, and I really should have because it's taken me entirely too long to sit down and film this reaction and analysis. So I have a few introductory things to talk about and then we're just getting started. First and foremost, as always, it's so good to see you guys. If you could, while you're here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on my channel and my videos. It really helps my channel grow and helps other people like you who also might enjoy these videos to actually find them. Also, if you have just a few seconds, please check out some of the links below in my description. Links include my Etsy shop, my Patreon, where I put videos out a few days before they come here to YouTube, as well as some affiliate links, which are brand new. The very first link is for Two Crow Collective, which I actually became a brand ambassador for. Two Crow Collective is a clothing brand centered on highlighting chronic illness and mental illness stories and awareness, and just making us feel less alone through the different designs. And there's even a Discord server you can become a part of and sort of join the Two Crow fam. And I have such a good time over there, and I love being an ambassador for this company. If you use my code SashaMarie92, you will get 15% off your order, and I will earn a small commission on whatever you decide to purchase. If you want any more information on the brand itself or the shirt I'm wearing today, which is the Back Pain, aka My Back is Whack shirt, you can leave me a comment and I'll be happy to talk about it with you down below. The other thing I sort of want to mention, which I'll be mentioning in both of the videos I'm filming today, I did a podcast for the very first time with my friend Em, and we were discussing my YouTube channel and dancing, and something that came up in our conversation was imposter syndrome. And I ended up discussing with her that I sometimes struggle with imposter syndrome so significantly that I can't record dance analysis videos. And that is sort of why it's taken me so long to do this analysis of Bouncy for you guys. So I don't know what my response is going to be. I don't know what I'm going to talk about based on the choreography, especially because I haven't actually done a dance analysis in a few months now. So let's all just sort of have that reference and frame of mind that that's where I'm coming from today. I'm coming from a place of pushing through my imposter syndrome and doing it anyway, because I do know that I have the experience and I have the credentials to be able to talk about what I'm going to talk about, but the back of my brain is like, but do you? It's like, stop it. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh. So I just wanted to mention that in case this analysis seems a little different than some of the ones I've done in the past, because I've always struggled with imposter syndrome since starting my channel, but some days it's really bad and some days it's just like this tiny little voice. Other days it's really loud. It has like a megaphone and it won't shut up. Anyway, Ateez is great. I love them. I have all of their albums except for this new set because I ran out of money and I couldn't get it. So I have seen them in person because I bought them secondhand to make bookmarks, which are up on my Etsy shop. And I believe I also have the album review already up on my channel. So I have heard this album. Dropped my pencil. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Cannot wait to see the choreography. It's been so hard being at different K-pop events and they'll do random dance play, and I have to be like, oh my god, no, it's Bouncy. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm very excited to finally see it and see what all the hype is about. Here we go. So on the agenda today is Bouncy official music video, then the performance from Performance 37, because that was sort of, they didn't do a Ateez related performance video that I could find at the time of filming this. And then we're going into the official Ateez Bouncy dance practice. So those are the three videos we're going to be watching. I may or may not watch the dance practice twice. We'll just have to see what happens. So grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfortable, we could be here for a while. Music videos up first, here we go. It's so cool seeing Zyker's name! Ah! I know we're here for Ateez, but it just makes me so excited. Cyberpunk is what I'm feeling from this. Outlaw, okay, Outlaw is making more sense. Oh my god, Mingy! Wow, Sungwa! Oh my god, a triple kill. Wow! Oh my god! It's giving Rocky as well with the boxing. Relax, everybody. Slow it down. I love that setting. Whoa. This set is so cool. The parrot, not the parrot. Isn't that Sungwa? Was Sungwa given the role of the parrot? Does anyone remember what I'm talking about? Was that a Human Theater episode? Maybe! They're keeping again with the theme of each little unit having their own concept. Oh my god! Like with how in the reel they all had their own individual groups. Wow! Oh my god. Show me what right now, Hongjoon? So Usoon are just not hiding it anymore whatsoever. This is such a contrast. Oh my god. This is like, have you guys seen the movie Wanted? There's so much happening. So this is it two different groups of Ateez? The ones in the white versus the ones who are crazy? I'll show you right now. What the hell? What song is that? What song is that? Oh my god. That was visually so entertaining. That was absolutely wild. They had so many elements of things they've hinted at in the past, or things that, like, the entire music video consisted of, like, the Rocky theme in Rocky, but that is presented here. And then with the motorcycle gang, we got a little bit of that in the reel, and then that again was expanded on here. And there was that other music video that they did for Universe. Don't Stop? Is that the right title? Where Hongjoon sets everything on fire and then they all meet up at the end at the pirate ship. The fire element is giving the same thing here. I just can't get over visually what that music video was. It was so cinematic and so theatrical. San and Ooyoung, I just can't. I'm trying not to ship ever on my channel, but that's all I could think about. That performance was so good from them. Wow, I loved it so very much. Oh my god. I feel like the only 2 people, maybe 3 people who didn't have a huge thematic role would be Yoonho, Jungho, potentially Yeosang, but Yeosang was with Seonghwa so much on the bikes that you could sort of say he was just part of like Seonghwa's part. But it definitely didn't feel very even in terms of storytelling, which is a little disappointing. I feel even in Don't Stop, they had more evenly split unit parts where it was like the 3 of them were doing this, and then 2 of them were doing this, and then 2 of them were doing this, and it was very like distributed evenly in terms of screen time and thematic roles. That's my only critique of the music video, because it was so engaging and vibrant, and wow! Just hearing the song, I never guessed this would be the music video. That music video makes this song 100 times more interesting, in my opinion. When I first heard this song, like when we listened to the whole album, I didn't totally understand why it was the title track, because there were other songs on the album I liked better, but I understood that this one is a little more commercially digestible than some of the ones that were my favorites. But after seeing the music video, I get it. Like, if they had the concept first and made the song around the concept, I don't know if that's how it happened, but then that makes a lot of sense. We're going into this performance video so I can see all of this choreography, and I don't know that I'm ready for it because it looks like there's another part where Mingi is interacting with whoever is next to him, and that was one of my favorite parts. Is it in Thanks where him and Seonghwa do the da 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 da? I can't remember which song it is, but anyway, very excited. Here we go. Yeosang stretching. This video is very quiet. Lots of formation changes right in the beginning. Keeping the same general shape, but moving a lot.
Slow it down, make it bouncy. 지금부터 fly. 좀 달라 spicy. 청양고추 vibe. If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. 우리 만들지 bouncy.
Okay, now we go to all dancers. Oh my god, here we go. Oh my god, I didn't realize Seonghwa is getting his own like solo moment too. The grill Seonghwa? Yeah. Oh my god. Let's go, Jungho. Young's facials are so good. Oh my god, son. It's so interesting because I feel like some of them are taking this so seriously, which makes sense, and then the other half of them are just having a blast. And the contrast when you look at different members at different times, it's very hard for me not to just bust out laughing.
If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. We're top bounce, bounce, and we don't fly, fly. Show you right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it was interesting to be able to see the choreography for the first time, including the dancers. I assumed they would have some dancers based on the music video and the parts that we saw already, but what I didn't realize is how many little solo moments we were going to get throughout. First, I think we got Yoonho with this part where they're all in the triangle and he's at the front. Then we got Mingi's solo part, which surprised me because it went into Seonghwa having a solo part with the dancers. I can't remember that happening before. I feel like anytime Seonghwa has been highlighted as a solo, it's been with Ateez behind him. So I think that was really interesting that they didn't bring Ateez back in and it stayed just being the dancers. And then we got it again when Son was at the front for this part. So interesting, the use of the dancers. I also like how they highlighted when Hongjoon starts the first line, how the dancers on the outside sort of do what I consider like popcorn, where they pop up and away as a reaction to the choreography Ateez is doing. So it was interesting to see when they were either a direct part of the formation and a direct part of Ateez, and when they were reactionary and sort of more in the background. The choreography itself has a very interesting style to it, and I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. Ateez in the past has done a lot of house type choreography, and it's not quite that, but I can't think of the term that would adequately or correctly represent what we're seeing. So maybe I'll figure it out if we watch the dance practice, and I think in this I was more watching the just like general vibe and not really looking too much at the technique of it all. And I was really sort of entranced by their facial expressions, like Mingi and Wooyoung, and even Seonghwa at parts were just having so much fun, and Hongjoon I would say too. While the other four were so dead serious, and the contrast between the two, it was just like the two different energies that mixed so well to bring this song together, because I feel like this song embodies both energies too. So it was very entertaining, and I got sort of caught up on their facial expressions and less on the actual like technique that was involved. So we're gonna go into the official dance practice now. Hopefully I can take some notes and we only have to watch it one time, but we'll see what happens. Here we go. That stirring motion they keep doing, like this, they've done it two different ways now. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Three. 7. I want to count this part too. I think that's on an interesting count. Oh my god. Let's go, Sunghwa! Oh my god. Three, four, five, six, seven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's really interesting. That's why I couldn't put my finger on the style. I love Yo Song's outfit. Look at the dancers compared to what Ateez is doing. That subtle accent. Bounce, bounce. Oh my gosh. I could definitely watch it again, but I do actually have some notes, and I don't want to stress myself out on my first video back doing dance analysis. So please forgive me for not being as detailed as I maybe usually am, but we're gonna go with what I saw on this very first watch of the choreography. I think right off the bat, I need to mention why the counts of this is so interesting to me. So with house, which is why I was reminded of house, and it's gonna make sense the more I talk about it, but when you do a house style or house step, typically the accent is on the even number. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. You're accenting all of the even numbers. So the reason I was like, maybe this is sort of like a house style, but it's groovier than house. This is the opposite. This accents all of the odd numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they also do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So everything is accenting an odd number, which inherently sort of gives it a different groove, because we are so used to, in general, hearing accents on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But for it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it changes the way we conceptualize the music. At least it does for me. So I think that's a very big, like, number one, if you can understand the way that they are accenting the counts in the music, I think that's going to help you understand possibly all of the reasons you may really enjoy this choreography compared to something you've seen from them in the past. Something they don't do that often is, from the very beginning of their choreography, have like an organized chaos. Yes, it is probably choreographed to be that way, but it looks very much like they're just doing whatever they want on stage. And at this point in Ateez's career, they probably can, every performance, do something a little bit different on stage for this section, and it's going to work every time because they're professionals, they're trained, they know what they're doing. But with like a newer group, you might actually choreograph the chaos to look like it's an improvised movement. They do this sort of organized chaos for much longer than I've ever seen them do it before, until they go to let's go, and then they're in their like first official formation. They start off with like some standing up, some down in a clump, They walk around a little bit. It's like they're sort of just mingling with each other. And then we see them hit the formation right at let's go. And that's when everything starts fresh. It starts all together in unison. They do this like stirring motion quite a few different ways. They do it sort of like this, like you're stirring a cauldron. They also occasionally do it like this with your fist facing the other direction. I just think it's really interesting in the way that the rest of the formations sort of come together. And I don't know if it's necessarily referencing lyrics. I would have to go back and watch it again. This is something I haven't, like, my idea hasn't fully formed on why this is happening. But not only do I see the stirring in the actual arm movement, I also see it when they're in the line and going in that circle. And it's sort of a repeating movement that's in this choreography. And I think it kind of reminds me of how hypnotizing the song feels at points. And I think that might be why it's there. We got a lot of stomp, punch, thrust movements in this choreography. And while Ateez obviously is known for giving a lot of energy in whatever performance they're doing, I think we may be more used to them doing like Say My Name, where it's a glide motion, or even Answer is a lot more fluid. This was not giving that almost at all. It was even like this is not fluid. It's roll, hit, roll, hit. So they're locking every time, and they're making really big, deliberate breaks in this movement pattern. And the stomping in the very beginning, it's like stomp, stomp, and Yoonho and someone else in the front go down to make a level, and the rest of them are standing up. I'm already losing my voice, and it's literally the first video of the day. Good job. The same goes for the punching and the thrusting, which there was one part where it was another little like almost improv moment, and Hung Joon just was thrusting out of nowhere. I was not ready. I was not prepared. Took me completely by surprise. But again, it's that imagery of like they're not doing smooth movements. They're deliberately breaking up this choreography into really impactful motions. With Mingi's solo, something that I really liked, and I did notice it in the performance video, but I didn't want to comment on it until I saw it again, was that we're so used to Mingi being so powerful and so big and so expressive in his solo feature moments. This was kind of the opposite of that in a very interesting way, whereas the dancers sort of absorb his energy and he just sort of slowly walks forward through them, and his arm movements are so slow, but he is controlling their movement, or that's what it's supposed to look like. And it's such a big contrast from what Mingi's solos have looked like in the past. Of course, he's had moments, like I was mentioning before, where he does this and that movement controls the person next to him. But this is not the same, because when he did that, it was so big and so intense. But this is just him like walking forward and like pushing his arms out, and it's really slow and it's really subtle, and it's the dancers who have all of the energy. And it almost makes it look like, have you ever watched an action movie where everyone is moving like really, really, really fast around the main character, and then the main character is in like slow motion walking through everyone? That's what this scene gave me. It was really cool. Two more things I want to mention before I wrap this up. I noticed some animalistic like movement pattern, I guess. I think it was Wooyoung who did it first on the ground. Again, it was like a punching, but it sort of was like the knuckles on the ground, and then Son does it later where he sort of pulls himself forward. It was reminding me of Gorillaz, which then made me think of their song Gorilla. So I was like, I don't know if they're doing that intentionally to tie this into a previous song, or if it's just something the choreographer thought fit really well. But there were like 3 different instances where Wooyoung and Son we're giving like gorilla primate sort of energy through the choreography. The last thing I noticed I want to comment on is almost anytime they say fly, they make like a little wing or like airplane motion with their arms, and I love when we get lyrics that match the movement. So I thought that was really cool. Just wanted to point it out if you hadn't noticed it before. I think that's going to be it from me and Bouncy. I can't wait to watch that music video again. I'm still like mind blown by the set and by the costumes and by just the visual. The song, in my eyes now, has a whole different interpretation and energy to it, and that's so cool. That's why I love doing this. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!